That would be so amazing.
Okay, well,
1 second, 1 second, 1 second,
Okay.
1 second.
it's live on my end.
That's a little more than 1 second. That's fine.
Well, there we go. Yes. All right. I'm going to go
It's live.
just a second. I need to do that first. All right.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
So, Will, I just talked about the story, the difference between the story of what other people say and how it keeps us from what we desire, what we want. And yet we can change that story to our own story, to our future stories. And you were going to share your story.
Yeah. So I had a major unpacking this weekend. Actually, was it probably yesterday, actually. So I reconnected. Actually, you know what? I made a few notes yesterday. So I've been aiming for and sitting in an end result of peace and freedom for the last few months. And I've noticed that things have been starting to move and shift internally. And so I had an amazing visit with my sister on Saturday, who I haven't seen in about 3.5 years. And we reconnected in a much better space than before. And so a little bit of backstory. My grandmother is a First Nations Cree Indian here in Canada. And due to sex discrimination laws in Canada, my mother was not able to be granted Indian status for many, many years, for most of our lives. And so due to many women here in Canada with First Nations ancestry, excuse me, I'm just going to clear my throat here. They've been fighting for decades for changes to these discriminatory laws, as well as due to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The tide has turned for descendants of First Nations ancestry to be able to gain status here in Canada. So my mother now has her Native Indian status. My grandmother has it. My mother has it. There was this discrimination with women in Canada, I guess, for well over 100 years, 150 or more years, where the lineage could not be inherited or passed on through a woman if they married a non-native. And so that was what I grew up in that structure. So it's since changed and opened up now. So now my grandmother has her status. My mother has her status. My sisters, I reconnected with them on the weekend. They told me their story. And last year, or no, is that this year? This year, they got an appointment to submit their application for status because our mother has it. And they just recently, like about a week ago, got their cards. So they have full Indian status now here in Canada. So that's like just a major breakthrough and a major liberation for us and our family to have that privilege, because there's a measure of privilege with it, right? And so what I've come to realize through this whole process and experience is that I've experienced a sense of not belonging my entire life. And now, excuse me, and now beginning this process of reconnecting and discovering my First Nations roots here in Canada has been a very emotionally validating experience. And because we know how to muscle check and that sort of thing, I've also uncovered that my sense of not belonging stems from my great grandmother, because she married a French Métis man. And so these are some really profound realizations and, things that I can take for future recodes. But just to know this now, like to know that this has been a part of me, this has been in my genetic code, this not being belonging, and to finally uncover that and start to release it now. That's what we witnessed this morning. That is what happened. That's the story of what happened. So.
For those that don't know, Will, thank you. What happened?
I had just a profound emotional release, and it was regarding validation, because I've experienced invalidation my whole life, and I realize now that that's also connected to my ancestry, being invalidated by the government and various other things that my ancestors would have experienced within this system, this container, that was created here. They were free before that, before the Europeans came over, and then that freedom was stolen. And so I realized that I've been carrying that, and now I'm wanting freedom, and now I'm also understanding why I want freedom, why I'm choosing freedom and peace, because of that heritage. So it's a beautiful breakthrough.
So what do you want?
I choose freedom, love, peace.
There it is. Sit with peace. Like, I choose peace. You have to use the word, though, not mine.
Yeah,
and it
I
may
choose.
not be peace.
It feels like the fight is over now. Like this, it's like been this invalidating fight experience that for generations has been going on internally. And I inherited that. And now it's like, it's opened up and it's gone. Yeah, it was a story. Exactly. The genetic heritage story. And it's like, I'm free. I'm free of that story now. I can just be.
Free gives you, free will keep you in unicorns and rainbow land.
Yeah. It's where we go in life now.
Your choice to be the beach ball if you want, and attach yourself to power. You can do that. That is what we are doing. And it's like, no, I don't think that. So like, to be free, you're not. A beach ball is not free. A creator is free. And so I say freedom from what? And you can't give me anything. You still are not in a true choice.
And Will, that really was a huge emotional release for you too, because you were talking about the emotions of feeling just this over the moon happiness and other feelings of that you couldn't explain, but all these tears flowing down your face as well. And you were just confused as to why were you crying when you should be happy. And basically we talked about how tears are not to be assigned just to sadness. They can be assigned to any emotion.
Yeah, I found a video, like a kind of a documentary style video on YouTube about the journey of 3 women in Canada who have been in the process of trying to gain their status. And like one of the ladies, you could see like she looks more Native Indian than I do. Like I don't hardly look Native Indian compared to her, but she was just like fighting and fighting for years and in her journey to gain the status. And I don't believe she even has, at the time of filming, as full a status as I will have here once I gain that status. So because of bureaucracy and whatnot. But anyways, just to witness their journey, it's like it cracks something open inside my heart that that I didn't realize was there. And it just has made so much more sense now. Like I feel like I'm understanding who I am and where I've come from. And I know it's a story, but it's liberating. It explains so much now, just knowing that journey and the roots, and empathizing with other people's journey, and just feeling that sense of belonging. That's why I said my intention or word today is family and connection, because I don't feel like I've had that.
No.
But I'm feeling it more now, which is really, really beautiful.
That really hit me as well. Well, there's been a theme in my life. So this goes back to story as well. But it's about the theme. The theme is kind of a larger perspective on what you just shared. And it is around, and these are your words, being invalidated by authorities. And that has happened to all of us in our lifetimes. So it's a major heart wound that we carry. And you just provided us a real good example of how that shows up, or how that showed up in your family line with that. But the truth is that all of us have that in common. All of us have that wound in common. So I want to acknowledge the wisdom of your story to bring that injustice to light. And the injustice is being invalidated by authorities. And that's a full stop for me now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, I've seen that. That
Is it
story.
okay to say something?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, I just want to tell everybody hello, good morning, and thank you for sharing. And Jenny, thanks for inviting me. I just wanted to say to Will, but everybody as well. I'm experiencing the same thing in my family. I've had 2 passings in my family in the past month. It brings up a lot of questions, like um, generational type curses, what we believe gets passed down to each family member and so forth, and what we choose to carry on. And I think that one of the big focus points that I've been noticing is that if I'm able to start healing myself, I can help to heal my children and my family. And not that it's my responsibility to do that, but to be able to recognize the dysfunction and the different things. My children are mixed, and where I come from, you don't do that.
Oh, did we just lose Jen? Oh man.
Just lost the connection.
Oh no. Oh, she's back. Oh no. She'll come back.
It's interesting that Jen is here today with us. That's extremely significant. I want to honor the significance of that.
Mm.
Welcome, Jen.
See, we don't need to know her story. but I'd love to.
It's funny how, just sharing an experience and a story can connect with people, because we all have those stories.
Yeah. And when we hear each other's, we bring in our resistance and wobbles, and we do that every day, 4 times, like every 15 minutes. That's a lot of shit that clears up very fast. And so, Jen, I think, are you back? Are you in a good spot? Do you want to continue? Just let me know when you are. It was great. We'd love to hear that. So just shoot me a text. We'd love to. Yeah, she's in a bad spot. Yeah. All right. So I will. Wonderful. So like my aim here is like so often we think that, oh, Will was the one getting the process. No, this is structured collaborative as a group, the energy, so that when we choose to engage with it, we all let go of the resistance that is uniquely ours, so that we can all co-create what we want. That's why everybody can bring a different word together, because it is all in the direction of love, all the direction of happy, no matter what uniquely you want to create.
But Jesse, our wounds are common.
Yes.
We all have the same wounds. However, our resistances are unique.
That's the thing. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Just now feel that wobble, all of that with that information to just, whew, I don't need to know. How many of you did that shower trick yesterday or today?
No thanks.
Anyone?
Hell no.
Why not?
Because it's -5, -4 here. I'm cold enough already. I don't need to get colder.
Did you know you made a choice, and did you know your choice said no to me?
Did I invalidate you?
No, I didn't. No
Okay.
validation. I'm not validating. I'm
Okay.
not looking at validating. I'm listening to you say no to me.
Oh. Did anyone else
Not
say no to Jesse?
better yet, did anyone say yes? Did anyone say yes? And did anyone say yes? I'm not judging you. I did it yesterday again. Almost forgot, but I did it. You might ask, why does it matter? Well, if I get knocked off center and try and find peace. It's your choice. I give you the choice. I make you aware of it. I make you aware of your choices. You're not going to like them. I don't care. That's you taking it personal, not me. Feed it back to me. What was today all about? What are you grateful for? What are you going to take forward with you in your day, so I can go give coffee and be happily married?
You want feedback on what's happened in the last 15 minutes, Casey?
Or the whole morning, or what you celebrate, or whatever. It's your choice. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, what has happened is a constant bringing back to looking at the structure that we're all in, each one of us, so that each of us looks at our structure, and that there is increasing clarity of where we are at the time that we are either speaking or processing. Because with that awareness, as Annette said right in the beginning, in the first 5 minutes, that's what can help us move forward the quickest. It's the most efficient way of doing it. When you come from a position of self-compassion, because if you do that, if you come from a position of self-compassion, you've got all your parts cooperating as a team. And that saves time. I really do like that capture, because I found it to be very true. So what comes to me with that is sometimes it takes longer to complete our first step. But when we complete our first step, which is to be aligned in our self-conscious personality, as well as aligning the self-conscious, unconscious, and consciousness, then the rest flows. And it flows in the most beautiful way. I'm complete for now. I'll say one more thing. I love how we start off with something, and then during the session, as we recap, we find that we're right at the beginning again, but it's a new beginning. And it makes me think of T.S. Eliot's poem, the one refrain from it. I never remember words in sequence properly, but it's something about coming back to the place where we were before, as though we had never been there before. It's much more beautifully stated than that, but that's the essence of it. I think he says, as if it was, we come back to the place where we began, as if it is for the first time.
It's always fresh, Allison. Always fresh. Always innocent.
I know I was all through all sorts of roles during that meeting, yeah, and during this session, during our creation together, co-creation, co-collaboration, and in that is like inviting, pulling out your greatest valued genius, your genius, like your truth, my truth, our truth into it all, and constantly my wobble between leading and following equal. especially when you add value to it. That adds more wobbles. That's great. I'm not afraid of wobbles. I want more wobbles, and I want them smaller, and I want them out of the way fast. And that's what we do here together. And so I celebrate being able to see, where am I leading? Where am I following? Where am I equal? Where am I not? Learn from it, accept it, and say, it's like, will I do something different as a result of it? Yes. But will I change what I'm doing now? No. And that is my true test. Is like, is that going to change what I do as a result of it? My awareness is like, no, I have to keep my line. I'm going to keep my line. I choose to keep my line, and I choose to be held accountable for it with love. So I honor your choice. I honor your power. I honor your awareness to where you're at with it and my limited view of it. Because I can see a long ways out there, but I can't see everything. And someone will see better than I can. But I know if I start with, I don't know, stay centered in that piece. And that's what that shower is all about. It's like, switch that shower to cold, your body responds, it goes crazy, it's trying to get out of there, and you're holding peace. What happens when the world goes crazy with you? You're going to know how to center into peace because you are practicing it in the shower for 3 seconds. I didn't say you had to stay under there just till you get cold, just till you can find peace. See how long it takes you. It is do you see how it is such a targeted, focused, behavioral experience to have the emotion you want? You can see your patterns so clearly. So with that, I am complete. Anyone want to say anything while I want to leave space for you?